Israel approves plan to expand communities in the Golan Heights. The decision, which was approved unanimously, came just days after the fall of the Assad regime and the IDF retaking the Syrian Hermon. The Israeli government unanimously approved Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's 40 million new Israeli shekel plan to encourage demographic growth in the Golan Heights, the Prime Minister's office announced on Sunday. Netanyahu has expressed a desire to double the population of the Golan after Israel's north suffered over a year of devastation due to the war. Currently, over 100,000 people have been displaced along the northern border, and the potential for a new conflict with Syria after Assad's fall has made many concerned that their return home would be delayed. However, the plan aims to assist the Golan Regional Council in absorbing new residents who will arrive on top of those who will be returning. Netanyahu argued that this decision would strengthen elements such as education and renewable energy across the Golan and Katsrin communities. Strengthening the Golan is strengthening the state of Israel, and it is especially important at this time, Netanyahu said. We will continue to hold on to it, make it flourish, and settle it. A visit to the Hermon. Days before this decision, Netanyahu and Defense Minister Katz traveled to the Golan to see the Syrian Hermon, which was recently taken by the IDF, marking the first Israeli presence in the land in over 50 years. An exciting historical moment.
What you just heard there from the Jerusalem Post is that Israel has approved a plan to expand communities in the Golan Heights. Now, why is this prophetically significant? Well, the first thing that came to my mind was Ezekiel 38. In Ezekiel 38, it talks about how the armies from the north are going to invade Israel in the last days. Ezekiel 38, 11 through 12 says, "You will say, I will go up against a land of unwalled villages. I will go to a peaceful people who dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates, to take plunder and to take booty, to stretch out your hand against the waste places that are again inhabited, and against a people gathered from the nations, who have acquired livestock and goods, who dwell in the midst of the land." Then we jump down to verse 15. "Then you will come from your place out of the far north, you and many peoples with you, all of them riding on horses, a great company and a mighty army. You will come up against my people Israel like a cloud to cover the land. It will be in the latter days that I will bring you against my land, so that the nations may know me, when I am hallowed in you, O Gog, before their eyes. I will call for a sword against Gog throughout all my mountains." Notice it says, all my mountains, says the Lord God. "Every man's sword will be against his brother, and I will bring him to judgment with pestilence and bloodshed. I will rain down on him and his troops, and on the many peoples who are with him, flooding rain, great hailstones, fire and brimstone. Thus I will magnify myself and sanctify myself, and I will be known in the eyes of many nations. Then they shall know that I am the Lord." So I believe this recent news with Israel approving a plan to expand communities in the Golan Heights is really speaking to the fact that this could be the area where Ezekiel 38 is fulfilled, which we just read. You'll notice here in this next clip, it says Saudi Arabia accuses Israel of sabotaging Syria with a plan to double Golan Heights' population. So we know there's a power vacuum right now in Syria because of Assad being basically thrown out of the country. If you look at this map here, you can see where Syria is located in regards to the Golan Heights and Israel. This next picture you're seeing here is a 3D image of Israel. Now notice on the very top of your screen you have Jordan, and then the Golan Heights is off to the left. So these are the mountains of Israel spoken of in Ezekiel 38. What I find interesting, brothers and sisters, is that Israel wants to expand these communities in the Golan Heights, and that these invading armies are going to come from the north. So they're going to come from northern Israel to try to take booty and plunder. And we know in the first half of the tribulation, when Israel signs the Daniel 9:27 covenant, they're going to experience a false peace. And that's exactly what we read in Ezekiel 38, that they dwell in unwalled villages. They're considered a peaceful people. So I think the fact that Israel has approved this plan to expand communities in the Golan Heights is further proof that when this false peace occurs, there's going to be more communities, more people, more livestock, more goods dwelling closer to Syria, because now we know Syria is not a problem. They're going to go through Syria into the Golan Heights to try to attack Israel, which is considered the mountains of Israel. So I think this again is a prophetic marker that we can look at, and it is highly significant prophetically, brothers and sisters.